All right, guys, what is going on? Welcome to the stream. All right, let's just leave this music alone. Where is it? Shut this down. All right, what's going on, guys? Let's get started. Welcome to the stream. A bit early today because I wanted to get the gappers ready. I already have the watch list ready and posted on Discord. If you haven't checked it out, you can check it out there. The watch list is on Discord. Let me show you where it is. It should be right here. All right, let's have a look actually on the watch list today. So we've got GDC, Airbnb, Novavax, BEKE, AYX, MSOS, Tilray, Peloton, Lyft, and Snap. That is the watch list, guys, for today. And we're going to be watching that constantly throughout the day unless something else pops up. But even though we will keep those lists and keep watching them. That is the main watch list, and the gappers I'm seeing today, WHLR gapped up quite a bit, but now it's giving back a little bit. So we'll see what it does. It's actually gone from 450 close, 456 close, all the way up to 1075. It's huge, more than 100% move. So now it's I mean, you can understand this will have a little bit of a pullback as long as it's actually staying over 8, even 7s, this will still be up quite a bit. So what's up, Oasis? How's it going, buddy? Welcome. So yeah, expect this to have some sort of interest. There could be some opportunities on this one, WHLR. And then we have the C-Bay gapper gapping up from, is this the earnings related? Oh, this is biotech, is it? So MW therapy stock jumps as rare liver disease treatment shows positive results. Okay, so there's basically on their trials, there's positive results on a liver disease treatment. So that could push the market, push the stock a little bit higher. But these kind of sort of results, to be honest, they don't go very far. So don't expect it to be going too far. It's already gapped up from 1370s, 1380s, all the way to 18s and drifting down now. There has been a really huge, I mean, this is not a misprint for sure. So as the news got released, it went to 18s, completely got rejected, went all the way to 747s, and then came back down, start climbing back up as a gapper. So the fact that it's actually reclaimed itself could produce some sort of potential for upside, but maybe for later. So that's pretty much C-Bay. So 2 gappers at the moment. Let me have a look at if we do have C-Bay. We have GNFT. Nope, not interested. Okay, we have HKit has been actually recently moving. HKit, I wasn't trading these days, but yeah, it's been really good. But I really didn't have this on my watch list because I wasn't watching this for the past 2 weeks. Nobody also mentioned about HKit. So I'll put it on you guys because you didn't mention this thing was running from, let's say, 10s all the way to 40s while I wasn't trading. So I'm going to blame you guys. Anyways, so this had a huge opportunity for shorting. After these days, I probably would have looked for shorts only. This day, I mean, that's just crazy. 32. It came down from 33s all the way to 3.6. 3.6. What is that, guys? Thousands of percent down. So today, yesterday, sorry. So this is the day where there was huge opportunity. Even this day, the first day, and you know my style, guys. This day, I would have been all over it. But unfortunately, what happened is I probably would have missed it because this is midday. I probably would not have been trading it. So either way, I would have missed it. But there was opportunities here, second days here. There was some opportunity. Now it's done. Now, if you ask me, can we trade it? You can. It's only gonna give you that dead cat bounce. If it's gonna go further down, it's probably not gonna go really big move. So I'm not expecting too much of a big move. And if something's not giving me a bigger move, and if it doesn't have a potential to give me a big move, I just don't leave it alone. The only thing I would say is this could have a bigger dead cat bounce. We're talking from 4s to 6s, maybe even 7s, because it has been in play for the last a month or so. So this looks like a dead cat bounce today. We'll see what happens if it starts to go towards 5s and 6s. If it does, then we might have another opportunity on it. The only way I will be interested in this one is if it starts bouncing at least towards that 6 and 7s, maybe even 8s, then I'll probably look for some shorting opportunities on this one. Other than that, nope, not for me. So what else? Anything else gapping up today, guys? Let's have a look at what happened to yesterday's EZGO? EZGO yesterday was a beautiful, beautiful trade. We just didn't take it. Although this was probably would have been missed, but we had our Zell calling calling this. I kept on telling me on the chat, and I completely started ignoring him. And then I realized it was too late. So that was a really good call, ASAN, and we had OSTK. OSTK definitely was a better one, I believe. Yeah, it was much clearer, much cleaner move, and just beautiful. Anyways, so don't be shy to remind me quite a few times if I don't read your messages, guys, because sometimes I am trading and also I'm looking at multiple things. Trust me, there's a lot of things I need to look at, so I do miss few messages here and there. Oh, AMC had a setup yesterday. I believe AMC had a really decent setup as well. Wow, look at this setup. Beautiful. It's even pre-market. Beautiful. Anyways, let's see what it produced. Woo, woo-wee. Whew. Damn. Look at the trailing stop on this bad boy. Once you had that second partial off, you could just trail the stop with a 220 EMA. It would probably, if you had trailed the 20 EMA too early, it would have gotten you out. But look at this bad boy. Ooh-wee. Look at that. I mean, this is why you need to leave that trailing stop over 20 EMA close. And this is where you would have gotten out. Okay, this right here. All right, let's pay attention to this. Right there. On this one or even that one, okay, 984. So if you had done that, let's say what you missed. You might have missed a bit, but in most cases, you did miss quite a bit. In most cases, what it would do is it would just curl back up and it will take you out on your other trading stop. So definitely 20 EMA could be your last resort for a big trailing stop. That was Anything from stock? I'm looking at it. Let me. What are we looking at? Let's have a look at gap ups on the stock beat. TEL and DXCM. All right. We're seeing TEL, which is nothing, and DXCM. So at the moment, it's not finding anything. Gapper wise, unless I'm looking at something different. Fox or AYX. AYX. I'm not seeing anything, Zell. I mean, you're driving for sure, but I haven't really. I'm looking at the gap up. It's only showing me TEL and DXM. Both of them are not worth looking. But the gappers that I have, WHLR, seems quite interesting. It's quite a big gap. 100% over 100% gapper, and CBay kind of looking really weak at the moment, but it might reclaim the VWAP later on. So these two, WHLR and CBay, could produce something for the longs. Also, maybe possible shorting opportunity might be there on CBay, but we'll have to wait and see. Every time you went for a walk, or take Zelda out, then you're done for, James. I think what you should do is, I'm just going to take Zelda out and take her out and quickly come back. That's probably when the market's like, holy shit, Oasis is gone. Now I need to do something decent, right? And then you come back and get it. Okay, let's have a look at SPY, guys. SPY has been weak. SPY has been weak quite a few days. And today is also gapping down. To be honest, since yesterday had some really sort of, it was weak, but it actually reclaimed yesterday. The close was nice. Stronger close than I expected. I believe we might see a some sort of a bounce. I would say today might be a stronger day because we had 4 red days back to back on SPY for a market that's trending higher, and we might see a bigger day today or tomorrow for the upside. So I'm kind of keeping my bias a little bit to the upside with SPY, but also remember, anything can happen. We have to look at our levels also, as well as we have to react to what it's doing. So if it's really sort of showing weakness, we can always change our mind. Don't be afraid to change your bias when the environment changes. Yeah, I think you should go for a walk more often. You'll help us, definitely. But yesterday, let's have a look. We have GDC. I'm not too keen on this one, to be honest. Look at the intraday price action. The only thing I like is it's just a daily. It might have that move to the upside. It might not. I'm not really positive on this one that it's going to move up. In case if it starts to take yesterday's highs, that's why I kept it. I could also put an alert and leave it alone. That's where I would be interested in it, not before it at all. So I might remove this, guys. It just looks horrible. Airbnb, again, because of SPY obviously gapping down. Also, it's gapping down because it had a huge gap up. And probably a lot of profit taking coming in. Where are we gapping down now? 139. So low of this. If it starts to stay under this low, I'm not interested in Airbnb for a while. We'll see what happens. But I'm keeping it just in case if it starts to give us continuation on earnings, I believe. All right, so this guy, Novavax, NVAX. Look at this double top reversal. Anyways, so what Novavax does is I believe this is the one you said that's got high short interest. Hold on a second. Okay. All right. Yeah, Novax has a shortage of 45%, over 45%. So that's the top. And then we come to FSR and CVNA. CVNA I have, right? Yeah. So very high short interest. Now, if that's the case, we have to understand that there's a lot of pressure from upside, right? A lot of pressure. But if it's resilient, is that the word, right? Resilient enough to actually take out to the sellers, which I doubt because it's huge pressure. As it pops, it's going to get sold. But if it actually overcomes that, then your short squeeze will start, at least for a while. It's not going to be huge, but it will look good. So that's why we can keep this Novavax. That's why I kept it, just in case it starts to do that. Also, we have a good opportunity on it for possible shorting ideas. I'm actually looking for shorts on this one instead of longs, unless it takes the high of yesterday out. So that's the plan with NVAX. BEKE. Yesterday, you guys know I traded this. My exit was, I believe, here. Yeah, there we go. All right, let me just make it bigger. So we traded this thing, small loser here, but decent enough of a winner. I believe I added somewhere there or somewhere here. I'm not too sure where, but I did definitely add to it. I think average was about 1840 or something like that. But anyways, so entry was 1842 or 43, and then partial out, and then final out on 1812, which was a great one. This tricked me because it actually sort of took me out on my trailing stop, and then started to give out more. My main target on this one, if I had kept my main target, which was 1790, something like that, would it have hit? I think it hit the target. Yeah, so it would have hit my target 1790, but that's fine. It was a great trade anyways. I wasn't expecting too much from it. Well, I kind of was expecting, but I was like, it's not gonna happen. But anyways, so that's the only trigger I traded yesterday. That's pretty much it. If the online community gets together again, there could be something there on NVAX. Oh, he's just basically observing. I think today he's not going to be active, but he's a new member as well. Kinda, our community is new member. So we'll see when he's free, he can actually look at this, guys. When I know we do have time to talk about certain things here. You see, when I was trading this first time was the expectation was basically it's going to go and break the lows. It didn't. So my exit usually is over the VWAP. In this case, around 1860. So big stop, right? But the reason why I exited this one was it was struggling so much to even go near the lows. It was actually creating a really nice high patterns. Look at this. Everything was getting higher and higher, especially the lows. So the volume came in slightly, and I had to very quickly exit this thing. So you have to pay attention to what the price is doing. If the price isn't doing what you expect it to do, which was in this case with good volume, take the lows out quickly, which it didn't. So very, very small loser compared to look at this one now, right? So I would say this was early entry, but sometimes this goes like straight away without this confirmation. But if you had traded it here somewhere, that's even better than my entry. I would definitely say so. Because why? What happened here is Let me just show you something, and it's very, very important to keep an eye on, right? I'm going to zoom in on that one, guys, so you can understand why I'm saying this. So let's say our bias, we're looking for shorts, right? There's a huge momentum to the downside. We're looking for shorts, and we're waiting for some sort of a confirmation. These kind of confirmations are very, very, very good. This basically confirms. Now, sometimes you will see that there's a momentum to the downside, but traders will push it. It's called last gasp of that stock. It did its last gasp. Now, if this one were to carry on creating another 2-3 candles, green candles, that would be a reversal. But reversal never came in. It actually got rejected straight away. That's your confirmation. Now, if you were looking at this sort of setup, which Oasis knows, Zell knows, and all that, whoever follows me knows from the YB Elite, this here is your perfect confirmation of that setup. After this, you can even take this from here, here. Any of these 3 candles would be just fine. Now, if you had missed that and you had looked at it after this got created and you saw these, even then, I would definitely say, yeah, it's definitely worth looking at entry there. But the better entries were here after the confirmation. So really nice. I think I added on these ones later on. I don't know whether I mentioned it or not. But yeah, there's some food for thought or something like that, whatever you want to call it. So that was a great trade yesterday. Let's have a look at AYX. AYX done this, which I wasn't in on. Obviously, I wasn't really trading at this time. I left after 11. And today, I'm keeping this. Why? Because we could see a continuation to the upside. AYX, we were watching this, by the way, with... No, AYX was on my swing idea of some sort. No, it wasn't. I'm talking about something else. But it just unfortunately moved so much during the midday. I wouldn't have been able to catch it. But there was definitely opportunities earlier on as well. But the volume, look at the volume compared to the build. I'll show you. Look at the gaps in between the price. That shows you illiquidity, right? So when I see those things, I'm out. I'm really not looking at doing anything with that stock. But the difference between this, this is the open, by the way, right? This is the open area where the market opened. It should be much better than this, right? Look at this. Look at this volume, rising volume. Look at these, the price action, right? Still some gaps, not gaps, but dojis around everywhere, but still looks great. The difference between the price action is quite huge. So this is something that you want to, this is the type of stock that you want to trade, not this, right? Just bear in mind. Anyways, I'm just rambling. So that was a great one. We could see some continuation on AYX. Just keep that in mind. MSOS, why did I keep this? I want to short it, of course. I want to short it. It is gapping up, right? It's gapping up. What is yesterday's close? Yesterday's close was here. It's gapping up for sure. Okay, so I'm going to be looking into shorting this, MSOS. TLRY also, I don't like the price action, but I'm looking to short this as well. TLRY. Peloton as well, I'm looking to short. Beautiful daily for shorting opportunity. Lyft as well is providing some decent daily for shorting. Maybe Lyft was yesterday. The better idea was yesterday. Have a look at this one. This trend line was being respected really strongly. and the 200 EMA was holding, and this day came in. You don't have to do anything on that day because you don't know whether it's going to break or reject. Once it confirmed that there is something there, then yesterday was a much better day to take. This was a much better confirmed day to take shorts on the lift. Have a look at this. Really nice and clean, but unfortunately there's the setup that we follow. Probably would not have been able to catch it, but I probably would have been looking at some sort of a reversal anyways, but looks great. So I'm keeping lift in case if we have some more follow through today. I don't expect too much from it to the downside. Snap is, however, the second day. It looks like the second day of lift. So that's the day we're looking at, this day on Snap. You see that? So we could see already we have a huge gap down. So if I'm going to be shorting today, it's probably going to be Snap, right? If I were to choose one, it probably will be Snap. Okay, guys, so that is pretty much it for the day, for the watch list as well as our gappers. Ooh, this is actually looking decent. And CBA actually as well reclaimed the VWAP. This is not bad. This is not bad. I like that. Yeah. So both of the gappers are not doing too bad actually. They're holding up. So let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, SPY definitely does get does have a reaction to those numbers, but overall, generally speaking, it's kind of strong in the long run, but in short term, we could, as I mentioned, we could have some weakness coming in, which we did, and it's still showing weakness. Gap down is 446 to 443. That's $3 gap. For recent price action, that's actually big gap. So, and then we have our 440. That's, yeah. We'll see. We will react to SPY. I will not have a very strong bias on SPY. I don't want to say that, yeah, it's going to bounce strongly today. But I'm just going to respond to what it does. After the open of 5, 10, 15 minutes, I want to see what SPY does. And then take it from there, guys. All right? We are going to react. 10 a.m. speeches don't do much with the SPY anyways. Has it been actually moving the SPY? If it has been moving the SPY, then that's probably where the environment is. These kind of things are moving the SPY. Okay. Sometimes, yeah, SPY will actually move during that 10 a.m. time, yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Usually 10 a.m. is the time when a SPY decides to take a trend. It actually confirms the trend. So this is in line with the half an hour chop on the SPY and then creating a trend or a direction. Usually also because of these, the speeches come out or other news comes out. But usually the most important news comes out on SPY or the market here, 8:30, the most important ones. But yeah, SPY had a really decent move down yesterday, very clean. I believe Solid traded this really nicely. Didn't he trade this? I think so. Yeah, it was beautiful. 6-hour move. It's I believe he's still trading futures, but nevertheless the same thing. Beautiful trade. He started to take it from here, which is a really nice little rejection pattern. And then I think he recycled it the way I like, and it was really good to see. Beautiful, beautiful trade. He ended up, actually, let me show you guys, because that was one of the great trades I've seen for a while now. Where is it? Okay. Trade of these. I can't move it, but let's have a look, guys. Together, we need to appreciate these guys sharing their good trades and bads as well. This is what he traded, guys. On the rejection, beautiful. Like on the rejection, this definitely is a level as well. And they started early. I wouldn't call it early. I would have done the same thing as well. And then after the confirmation, he started adding. And then on the wash, he takes out partial, which definitely is the right idea. And then he takes out another partial on another wash. Pulls back again. Another setup is happening there. Yes, that add is great because his average entry is way higher, so he could afford to do that. Yeah, great ads. And after the confirmation of this break, he added again, partial, and then last exit over here. Beautiful, just amazing trades. Just remind me of myself. Reminds me of my days that we used to get 10. Remember the days we used to get like 10, 12 hours? I mean, at least I used to get it. But we'll get there, guys. The environment, we just need to wait. I'm like a sniper. We just wait. And as it hits, we need to be there to pull the trigger. As long as we're there to pull it, we'll catch a few. Good times, isn't it? Used to be good times. But we'll bring those times back. Don't worry. They always rotation. It will always rotate to another sector. That's the good thing about our watch list. A lot of people like, oh, I trade futures only. I trade the market only. This and that. That's great. You want to be professional and trading one thing. But the good thing about my watch list is really versatile, right? It is trying to pick up stocks that are in play, and it could have opportunities. So I'm trying to find the rotation wherever the money is going to go on my watch lists. So that's the good thing about, at least that's what I'm trying to do, instead of just being stubborn on like, oh, I need to trade this specifically, or I need to trade AMC because I'm bag holding or whatever, right? Anywho, I'm just talking too much, guys, today. I've got lots of energy, I guess. What time is it now? 9:07, still early. I need to grab myself a coffee. Really? ASAN. Still, I'm missing his messages. Something about Zell's messages I always miss. Yeah, it's breaking. It's weak, man. I mean, that was a crucial area as well. Yeah, that was a big level. It broke it, and if it stays below it, then yeah, Could be good shorting opportunities. Good eye on that one. Definitely a good eye. Ha! Don't go yet, okay? Go in about, I would say, an hour. An hour. That's what I need you to go. Because the market is going to give us something decent. Because even if there's good opportunity at this point, pre-market, unless it's gappers, I'll probably not take anything. WHLR still like holding on. Still holding on. CBay. CBay is holding up nicely as well. Volume kind of is there, but yeah, it's kind of holding up. Good morning, Doritos. Scalper, what's up? What happened to you? Dude, it's not bear market yet, but Verb, yes. What happened to Verb? We didn't even trade Verb yesterday. Yeah, you were chasing the momentum, weren't you? So you're looking. Let's look into this trade. Did you share it, or let's look into this. So you were looking for longs, right, Scalper, on Verb yesterday. Let's analyze this. Is he there? Oh, he's gone. Yeah, I was just gonna talk about certain signs that you gotta be careful when chasing a momentum like that. MD is down big. So MD is down big. Again, it's the response to SPY. We might get the chance to get that swing idea on this one, but as I said, it might happen quite now as it stands. It looks like it's going to be next week. Yeah, but just remember, we are looking for this break 111 basically 111. Okay, so SMCI for possible swing ideas would be when I would say SPY starts to really sort of reclaim a bit strength. That's when we will start to see these entries on the swing ideas like AMD, this SMCI, BBIO. I mean, it could happen without SPY as well. On the break of 31. So on the break of 30, on the break of it, yes, I think, no, 31, sorry, right there. So we might see it next week. FNGU, again, SPY has to help it. And X also is looking good, but it, again, SPY needs to help it. So it's all reliant on SPY, guys. Our swing ideas for us to get entries on any of those. So, okay. So coming back to, before I make my coffee, coming back to Doritos trade, if he traded the way I think he's traded, let's cover that. Verb. Okay, so let's have a look at the daily. Okay, so forget about that. Now, yes, you want to chase a momentum like that. You want to also chase the second day of this momentum, right? You're gonna, because a stock that moves from 1 all the way to 3.3 threes is like 300% or whatever, right? It's huge, right? There's huge momentum behind it, huge volume behind it. You want to chase it, yes. You want to go long on it for sure, for sure. But also remember there's two major things on this one. Okay, look at the history of this stock. What this stock has done. Has it moved something? Has it done these kind of moves before? Right? And what was the response the next day or that day? Right? So this day was also similar, but not as obviously as big of a volume as this. The volume tricked a lot of people, I think, on this one. Again, over here, same thing. So it did try to do it before as well and got rejected big time. So you have to always pay attention to the history of the stock. And the second most important thing is if you have a momentum stock and it's closed so strong like this, okay? This is the close, guys, yeah? About 320. So that's the close. If it closed something like that, that's huge, okay? That's huge. Now, for it to gap down all the way to 245 from 320, all the way, this much gap, almost like 40% of the whole gain of previous day, for it to do that, there had got to be something that has changed big time, all right? So when you, in short, guys, if there's a momentum stock that's very strong and it gaps down next day, it's called overextended gap down. Be very careful taking long on that one. In fact, look for shorts because the gap down is the lack of confidence in the stock for investors or whoever trading. They're not holding, okay? So, or something had gone wrong in the outside of trading hours. That's why the panic of the gap down. In most cases, this gap down always carries and follows through with a red day. Sometimes if the gap is not that big, like over here, 3, that's a good way to take it long. But if the gap is so big, be extremely careful. So 2 very key points here. 1, history, what sort of move it does after it does a huge move. Does it have continuation? In this case, it didn't. And second one is basically overextension, gap down. And those are your clues that you could have avoided if you were taking long. Close is more important. For me, close is more important. Why? Say, for example, the stock went all the way up here, 4.8, and it closed at 3. That in itself is a weakness to me because people started paying premium prices for this stock, right? Premium until 5, right? And then they start to sell it or profit take it, whatever. It didn't hold its gains. If a stock doesn't hold its gains the first day of its move, then that's a bad sign. Usually, that's a bad sign. But in this case, the trick was, and the tricky part about this stock was, the first day was beautifully strong, extremely strong. I would have closed my eyes and take the long on this one if it was trading anywhere near over 3, okay? Over 3, right? After the market opened. But since it actually gapped down huge from, let's say, 320 all the way, it opened at 245 for a stock that is trading at 3. That's big. That's almost like what, 25% gap down. That's huge for a stock that should actually gap up next day. So you have to ask yourself, why is it doing this? There's something amiss here. Yeah. So one of my also strategies is based up specifically on overextension, gap down. I take a short on that shit any day. If there isn't a huge move, like this is 300%, if my math's correct, almost, right? 300% move. This is beautiful for overextension short, gap down short. Because if you go back to the history of, if you do some research on overextension gap downs, you will find that most of the time that gap down there will be red. All right. And then obviously it wasn't the cleanest of the shorting opportunities, to be honest, but nevertheless there was opportunity. No worries, I got you, bro. I got you. Now you wanna, let's say I think you want to trade a momentum, right? Let me show you the other side of that, which is a continuation. Why? How would you choose a stock that continues or for the second day, right? If I can find one. Have you guys seen any yet? Hold on. I wanna, okay, let's see, BK, that's not good. You see, okay, this is a good example as well, right? There's a lot to talk about, but here's a good example of exactly what I said. This thing gaps up, already gapping up from 1550s this day. I'm talking about this day, yeah? Let me just zoom in, this day. So it gaps up from 1550 all the way to the open of 1734s. Now, it goes all the way up to 20s and then gets back, completely gets rejected all the way and ends up actually closing red. So lower than its open. So now you can't really sort of rely on this price action and say we might have a continuation break of that. It's not good. Even though it actually gapped up next day, gapped up, stayed green, but it never went anywhere. It never went anywhere. One of my main reasons yesterday I traded this short was because of this candle, believe it or not. MSOS. Yeah, I actually have that on my watch list today. Oh, there we go. All right, Doritos. There we go. Good find. This is not the best, but there's a lot of good things happening on this one. It does have in the previous, it's weak overall, but the difference between the price action on the second topic that we discussed, good strong close, okay? It's closed near the highs. Now, when I say strong close, something that's moved green with decent volume, and it's the closer to the highs of the close, the better and the stronger the close is. So those are the stock you want to keep an eye on for the next day continuation, right there. Say we have a close here. Okay. This was our close on this day, right? Now we didn't do anything that day, that's fine. We're looking for next day continuation. What did it do after this close? It actually gapped up. That's your first clue. It gapped up. Although it tried to reclaim and fill the gap, I totally will understand that if it does that, because most of the time the profit taking comes in and things like that, but it reclaimed very quickly. So that's your second clue. Attempt to gap fill and then reclaims, and then that's your signs that this could actually have a second day continuation. That's a great one. Not the greatest one. I would have liked the close to be here. If the close was 6.2, this would have looked beautiful, right? Beautiful. Now, you might ask, why is this day is perfect, right? Let's say this day, and why is this gap up not continue? Why did this gap up I can't even speak. Why did the gap up didn't continue? Right? Why didn't it continue? Because look at this day, right? You might ask, look at this day. You have to understand there is, let's say you're going uphill, yeah? You're cycling uphill. And the further, the steepest it goes, the slower you're going to get. What it did with this stock is you need to look at the overall picture. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 beautiful, strong days. Stocks usually do not go 4, 5, 6 days. Usually 3, 4 days is the max it will go before it pulls back. So you cannot take this as a continuation at all. In fact, if it gaps up, you have to be looking for shorts. Why? Because you have to look from the lows of this 480s all the way to, what is it gapping up? 8.7s. 8.7s. That's 100% gap in the span of 4 or 5 days. So ask yourself, is this overextended? Right? If it is, then maybe look the other way. I mean, maybe look for shorts. That's why this day didn't work out, even though it was the gap up. Okay, but then again, I'll repeat this: if this day was like that, and the gap up happens like that, I'll be all over it for longs. All right, because that's the second day, and it's the fresh start of that move up. It has more room. It has more days of its more potential days of green before it actually tires itself out, especially with the momentum stocks. No, it doesn't have to be 4 days. No, it doesn't have to be. You have to ask yourself, it could be 1 day. Think of it percentage-wise, okay? Perfect example is, where was it? Your trade, Verb, perfect example. It's only 1 day. It's only 1 day. But this day, one low of 1 and then high of 3.3. That's 300% compared to the other one in 5 days. That was 100%. This is 1 day, 300% move. This is way overextended than the other one that we talked about. So you have to think of it as a percentage. And if it's, again, you have to also think about Beke, not Beke, EMSOS. Continued, it's called continued series of strength, something like that. I forgot about. I used to call it something like that. But if you see a stock, especially momentum stock, that goes really strong first day, really second day strong, but not as strong as the first day. Third day slows down a bit. Then you start looking for shorts. But it's always better idea to look for shorts after 1 day of red. 1 day of red. So, for example, this was a bit tricky. I probably actually would have taken shorts on this day, maybe few tries. But the fact that it actually gapped up would have been a sign that I should not. It would have actually taken out the close. Yeah, it would have been difficult. See, if this was open here and then started to trade here, I would have looked for shorts. But the fact that it gapped up just shows strength, and it did this. Now, today I'm going to be looking for shorts on this one. Why? Because we are seeing an extension and the confirmation of the weakness. Today we might see another potential continuation to the downside. That's the whole idea behind it. All right, guys. As you know, I don't trade exactly at 9:30 at the market open. But if anybody who's looking for WHLR, scalpers like Zell, CBay and WHLR could produce something. Keep an eye on this, yeah? These two. The rest, if I have missed anything, let me know, and I'll grab myself a cup of coffee. Let me get rejuvenated, and I'll see you in about 5 minutes. See ya. That took a while. Sorry, guys. Actually, WHLR looks very interesting, either for shorts or longs. So if it reclaims 9, could be longs. But right now, it kind of looks like a shorting opportunity. So especially if it breaks that 8, it has more room to go. But it's holding up that 200 EMA. As you can tell, 200 EMA, quite important, guys, especially when the market opens. As SPY is bouncing, this is what I meant by SPY, as in it will start to strengthen up and start to go for that gap fill. As you can see, it's doing the same thing. You have to, just prepare for that if you're looking for short. If you're really short biased, then you have to understand that SPY has been down for 3 days. This is a great example of the concept we talked about earlier with Doritos, the 3 days or 4 days back to back. It's a secret. Don't tell anyone, okay? It's a big secret. CBay is a nice short. Oh, I think we missed it, guys. CBay was a nice short. This one definitely is much better looking short than the other one. CBay. I think we missed it, guys. Under 15 was the entry, but we are about 40 cents away from the main entry. So just beautiful. There was a confirmation. Just beautiful. By the way, Oasis, that's our second variation of that PBAW and Zell. So yeah, beautiful. That's your confirmation. It's a final gasp, and then this is it. Yeah. So I missed that one. Definitely, that's my bread and butter. This trade, and this was one and done actually, one of those trades. This one also is providing the same concept, guys. The only issue is that 8 mark, but I'm gonna try this, guys. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. All right, WHLR. Around 820. 820 is my average. HLR. So still, I expect a bit more than this, but yeah, could take some out. I'm just working this out. That's even better. If this rejects the 8, that's even better. We could even add to it. And it's kind of rejecting, but it's too early to call, to be honest. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So yeah, it's better if it starts to hold here a bit, like 2-3 minutes, instead of just going like this, taking the lows out, which will not give us opportunity to add. But I would like it to be hanging around that 8 for a while, and then some sort of a weakness, then I could add to it as well. So yeah. Okay, that's better. 1 or 2 candles more would be nice. What I want to see is break of that 8 and then reclaim under. That would be even better. Okay, I think it doesn't want to do that, so I'm gonna have to. There's some. Obviously, if it does break that 8, I'll come out of it for probably a break even. But I want to add here. Also, there's some sort of there's a big spread for a $7 stock, sometimes like 10 cents. So you have to be careful. Dude. I'm just waiting for WHR to either go my way or take me out for a break even. Kind of break even if it actually rips now, which I doubt. Okay, so 781s are bringing in more, but that 791 is holding. Okay, that's the pop I'm looking for. See what it does around that 8. Okay, that's a big pop. All right, let's see where it goes. 8.17s, 8.11s. Okay, so it's gaining some traction. 13s. It's getting pushed down as well. So now if it breaks that 825, I'm out. Which it will do that, it seems like. I'm out. I'm out, guys. So pretty much break even, a non-trade, a scratch trade, I would say. My entry was 820, just about 5-6 cents loser on this one. So I to be honest, I have to be frank because I was looking for a short here somewhere, but I had to chase it because I thought it was gonna have more momentum to the downside, and yeah, just a quick. Small little loser, not a big deal. I'll take these kind of losers any day, guys. 8.26, yeah. So you can see the loser here, but when I have the winner, you will see. Well, anyways, you know what I trade. See, this is another, like, once this closes red, that's kind of it's gonna make me want to get in on it again. I hope it doesn't close red. If this closes red under 8, I'll get in on it again, because these are small little tries for a big run. Just remember that. It didn't close red, so that's not a confirmation yet. It could do it in this next next candle. Volume is rising, so that's not a good sign. Volume rising as the price is rising, so that could be a reversal. I don't want to end up going into a stock that's doing a reversal. So what's the other one CBay doing? Yeah, CBay was really decent. As I said, I missed this one. This was a much better looking short. It's already done its move, like 15s, on the 15s, all the way to 1380s. Your big partial would have come out there, and then the rest is the trailing stop. But I would have come out on this one, on this 1380s, or just before, just around 14s, everything, for the fact that it actually already gap filled. So it started, it's finishing where it started from. So that would have been a really decent trade. It's one of those that were like one and done. That's it. But this is, I can smell a bit of overcrowdedness on this one, if that's something that makes sense to you guys. I can smell that, because when you have something that's overcrowded, then you will see these momentums not go very far, and you will see more chop than the continuation. Now, this is looking very interesting, guys. I might take another try on this one. SPY is also falling a little bit. So I would really like this to be under 8, but this is going to be too late then, so... Hold on, guys. I think I've taken my platform is crashing. It's not showing me my orders. Yeah, it's not showing me my orders. Very strange. Okay. Right. Pretty sure I've taken it under just around 8 again. I have to confirm it. I keep on disconnecting this shit. Hold on, guys, okay? I'll be back. I have to bring my alternative, which I forgot. Alright, geezers, let's go. So it hasn't done much. Okay, let's see. Okay, I've got my backup here. Let's see what I can do. I hope I've taken it. It looks good, guys, for a short. I hope I've taken it. If not, then I'm going to take it if it stays the same way as it is doing right now. Let's see what's happening with CBay. CBay is gone. CBay. You little... I was kind of hoping for it to do later, but... Ooh-wee. What has Snap done? Snap should have actually also... Oh, Snap is strong. Okay. Okay, here we go. It's trying to attempt to take the lows out. If it does, it's going to look good. Okay, here we go. Looking good. It needs to take out that 775. This area, if it takes, we will have a really good move to the downside. But we don't want this to hold as well. If you're taking anything under 8 or around 8s, you don't want this area, 775s, to hold for longer than, let's say, next 2-3 minutes. If it does, we might see a reversal again. Because of the volume is a bit tricky. Okay, it's attempting to do that. Okay. So I'm in on it, guys, which is good. I'm in on it, guys. Okay. I've covered a little bit, 750, 59s, 57s. Around 757s I've covered, guys. So my short was somewhere there. just before 8, and cover 750 something. Yeah, right there. Just a quick cover, just to bank in something at least. Now I can put my stop just over my entry, 820s, and I can just relax on it. This has huge potential because it's got a huge room to go. 7, 6.5 are easily achievable on this one. So I'm gonna let this run. Even if it does take me for the rest of it out at 815, 820s, 825s, I would still be basically quite break even, I would say. So I'm not too worried about that now. Strangely, it wasn't on my PC. My platform was not showing my orders. In fact, on my position manager as well, I wasn't seeing any of my orders. So I was kind of a bit panicky. Never happened to me before. I guess there's some problem with the settings. I'm not too sure. But my laptop is doing a great job of, yeah, doing a great job. Always have a backup. So I guess SPY is being red again, right? So it goes green and then comes back. Attempts to fill the gap, but this shows a bit more weakness coming into SPY. So all right, 750s. This is looking good. This is looking a decent. But remember, with these kind of gappers, we're talking about the gap from 4.5s all the way to right now trading at 750s. It went all the way to 1075. So it's still a gapper, and it hasn't even retraced back 50%. 50% would be around here, right? Or just over it. So we have to be cautious if you're trading this, just in case if it starts to really show strength and volume comes in big and it starts to reverse, we have to be quick with the exits. Other than that, the potential for it to go down even more is high. Just overcrowded, that's all. That's why it's not, as I said, the continuation really doesn't have strength with these kind of stocks that are overcrowded. They will wash down, but it will just get stopped very quickly, like these, you see? Just bounces very quickly. Whereas, with CBay, for example, when we had the wash, look at these. Beautiful, beautiful continuation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great candles, and then a decent healthy pullback, and then continues again. Much better looking chart than this guy, but this is also looking good right now. We just need that 750 to break. Once it breaks, we are gonna look good on this one. $750 needs to break. That's here. 750, let's go. 750 break. All right, here we go. 742, we're seeing 742s, more selling pressure coming in, is it? Let's go. We don't want reclaim now. We need to flush down a little bit. Yeah, we don't want this reclaim. This is not good. 750, 748. So we still have about 30 seconds to go on this candle, so anything could happen. It still held. The low just held 742. Mm-hmm. All right. What's the rest of the stickers? So SPY has been up and down between the ranges 444, 444.40 to 44280. It's bouncing from it, but if this low breaks, I expect a bit of more momentum to the downside on SPY. It looks like it's attempting in between those highs and lows to ping pong in between those two. All right, so Airbnb definitely looked a really nice short here. It broke that low that we were talking about. Yep, it's weak. So this is going up. So WHLR is basically going back up towards that 8. That's fine. No, oh, NVX. So this is what I meant by NVX. I don't know, a few days ago I was mentioning NVX, or even today. I'm a bit more short bias on it than long. This is what it did. I think so WHLR. I've added here as well WHLR at around 775. 775 added on it. So yeah. The ad is because it went towards that 8 and it's rejected from it a bit strongly. Also, I could afford to add it. The partial that I took was way lower than my ad, so I can afford it. Plus, my exit is not too far off. So yeah, I've got a good control over the management on this one. So I'm happy with that. All right, so it's bouncing back again towards that 8. This bounce is not good. I don't want this to get taken out. If it does, maybe I'll exit early. I don't want the highs of 8 get taken out. And the volume, I don't want that rising volume on the bounce up. So volume is okay. Volume is like okay, settling down. There's pressure, obviously. Overcrowded. Doritos, what do you mean by like without margin? You don't have a margin account? You have a cash account? What are you trading? Who are you with? Okay, so WHLR is going for it. This is what I mean. It's really 785. Okay. Now we can definitely, for sure, even put a hard stop on the just above 8. Why? Because we did that final confirmation towards that 8. Now, the better add was here, to be honest. I added a little bit early. This is much better. Now we see the moment. Last gasp, this is what's called last gasp. You've seen this in action, real live action. I thought this was the last gasp, but this was a bit faster. Usually it goes very fast. It tricks a lot of people. They get into it, bottom fishing and things like that. But also this stock is quite overcrowded. So a lot of these things will look like it's a trap, but it really isn't. It's just too crowded. It's just playing a range for a while. This one seems like that way, but that confirmation is a nice one. Nice confirmation for the ad. Now I can keep it on 803, 805s, and I'm perfectly fine with it. Even hard stop is fine. So 7 is where I will take this. So PLTR. Oh, earlier was better, but right now as well, 1450, under 1450. But we are seeing some sort of a volume coming in, so this could be a reversal, but you could keep your stop tight. The volume, however, is rising, as you can see, so be careful. It could be a rejection from 1450s, but there's nothing else apart from VWAP there. So what you can also, however, do is on the break of this trend line, then maybe that's a better confirmation. If this holds and it starts to break the 1445s, that's a better area, unless it takes out that VWAP, which is trying to do. Yeah. But remember this price action, Zell, you have to be careful with this kind of price action. This is called curling up. This is usually a reversal. So And this one is what's called again, I'll repeat it over. This is what overcrowded looks like. Look at this. Pops, drops, pops, drops, drops, pops. Nothing is clear unless these ones, like, look at the candles. Everything has wicks, wicks, wicks. So it's overcrowded. But I'll wait for it to either take me out on my hard stop or give me at least 7s. So yeah, I'm okay with that. CBA was a really nice one. It would have been one and done, and then don't touch it again. I'm really gutted about not taking that one. Left is just not doing anything. Peloton was remember Peloton was a short idea. We missed on that one. The other one was Tilray. We didn't have a choice on that. MSOS was also a shorting opportunity. This worked out as well, but you will have to have that set up. And AYX basically is going for the second day. It tried to go for a second day. In fact, it did a little bit, from 34.60s all the way to 35.50s, $1, not enough. But this could still go for the second day continuation because it is still above yesterday's close. Yesterday's close was strong, so keep an eye on AYX, maybe for later. It's just the volume is just really disappointing at this point compared to yesterday. But it could pick up. It could be, if you're still trading after 11, when I go, you could keep an eye on this one. BEKA today as well. Wow, what a drop, BEKA. Yesterday we traded it, but today there was no stopping this thing going down. Look at that. Ooh-wee. This is a nice little pullback. This could be an opportunity for a short, but we'll have to wait. Nice drop, pulls back. Volume is rising on the pullback, but it settles down. It's tiring out. So that could be a good opportunity for short with a stop, very tight stop as well on this one, guys. I might try this. SSR will trigger 1612. It hasn't triggered yet, so we could be seeing a nice potential short on this. Just waiting for this candle. Yeah, it's taking the last candle out, so just gonna wait for it. I think waiting on this one. Let's see if it creates some sort of a nice little basing there up top. Then there could be opportunity. Now, we'll leave it alone. FFIE. FFIE. Oh yeah, without a doubt, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, very clean. Anything you see on the scanner, Zell? I'm seeing CHPT. What's CHPT doing? It's doing that. It's already done it. PRX. It's already done that. LYV is LYV. AI is back. Could be this is like a really crooked head and shoulder reversal. So that's your shoulder, up inverse head and shoulder, 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 head, off it goes. On my watches, the one that I was planning to take short was Peloton, which I missed. There's two major ones that I missed was Peloton and the CBay. CBay was entry was just under 15. When I was trying to look at for entry, it had gone further beyond 15, so it was too late for me. I think it was trading here. I was about 10 seconds late on it, but as you can see, beautiful one, right? There's your confirmation, and then off it goes for a full exit on the. That was just beautiful because it completely fills the gap of that whole day. And yeah, that's Peloton, and CBay is the one that I missed. MSOS was also shorting idea. I could actually short it. 8 is holding up, so this is a shorting opportunity right now, actually. I'm out on WHLR. So this is WHLR might actually be the reversal now because it looks good. Let me show you. WHLR it's crowded though. Like I'm out here, guys. Hopefully it's not gonna reverse again. If it does, I'm gonna leave it alone. It's just on and off, on and off. Not much of a result on it. I think it's rejected from 8 again. But I got out around just over 8, 806 or something like that. Yeah. So unfortunately, that is done. And if the volume picks up, I would think there could be a reversal happening right now. If the volume is picking up. This guy, volume is picking up. Okay, so this is not bad, to be honest. This is not bad for longs. It's broken that 8, and it's got potential if it stays over 8. I'll keep an eye on this one. And MSOS is also breaking that 8. AYX, what is AYX? Nothing. BK. Everything that dropped is actually bouncing strongly. Look at this BEKAE. Not AYX, MSOS. And Peloton is already done. I'm not going to touch that unless it's a bounce. Snap looks good for a long, but I don't like the intraday price action on it. Yeah, I mean WHLR is just, it might not happen now. Whatever it's doing is just chopping in between. There's nothing you can do on that at this point. I'm gonna leave it alone. Ooh, CBay. Billy Boy. What did Billy do today? These are gap down. Difficult to trade. So pretty much everything is kind of falling. Unless FNGU looks good for the next few days. And SMCI. Okay. I'm gonna keep an eye on WHLR, guys. This could, if it starts to creep back up over 840s over the VWAP, it might be a runner because The fact that it's still holding its gap and it hasn't really sort of attempted the gap. It did attempt gap fill, but it's held. It's held strongly, as you can see. Every time it pushes down, there it goes. You see. So this is looking good. Mm-hmm. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. All right. So this is moving, but the rejection is not that not good for it. We do have a reversal, but we will know in about 2-3 minutes whether this bounce is real or it's just a last gasp thing. It could be the last gasp thing. So I'm gonna wait for it, guys. CHPT is pretty much it's a SSR on it as well. It's very close to BEKE, as you can see, right? BEKE could be a short right now. So the last gasp happened on this one. This was the last gasp, and there's the drop. And I think this drop might be the beginning of the end. So unfortunately, with these shorting opportunities, we could not afford to keep this much of a space for our stop loss. So it took us out, but I think this might be start. Again, it could also be what? Overcrowded. This kind of price action happens during that. SPY is still showing sign of weakness. I think it wants to take out the lows. See what it does. The lows. SPY is weak, as you can see. Definitely weak. And yeah, that could be. I want to take short on SPY, but the problem is we have continuous days of like 3 days of red. And even though if I take it, how far is it going to go? That's the question. Okay. What is NVAX doing? Oh wow, NVAX. NVAX was also one of those beautiful ones, but it didn't really continue neatly, cleanly. But SPY, as you can see, is going taking the lows out, so expect a bit of weakness on big names. Peloton was really nice, and I'm kind of curious on this one whether it's gonna take this low out, and that would be it for it. But I kind of like everything. The volume comes in. I'm really inclined to take one more short stab at this. But I'm just worried about the price action. It's just not clean. Just don't like the price action. But the potential is quite a lot. Is there? BEKE 17 under 17 was nice, but there was nothing else apart from the range, opening range. Airbnb, BK, AYX. AYX is kind of holding. If this brings volume, we might see some potential moves on this one. AYX 35 break might be nice. Oh wow, this is also reclaimed. Interesting. Chill raise liquid. This is already done. So it's as you can see, this area here, lows are holding really strongly, but if it's really sort of eating away the buyers every time it gets there, eventually it will sort of get rid of all the buyers, potential dip buyers, or and if that happens, then the selling pressure will come in really strongly, because this one I believe doesn't have the short sell restriction yet, or does it? Not too sure. Right, so I don't see. Do you guys see anything else? Anybody? Anybody? Oh. Oh. How did we miss that? Earnings play. Boop, boop. Apart from that, all right. So this is Spy is just playing games today. It just goes up from the lows of 442, 443s all the way to 444, which is attacking right now, and then ping pongs in between these ranges, comes back down, take that out. It looked like it wanted to take it out here, but it wasn't successful. Now is bringing huge momentum to the upside with the rising volume. So as I mentioned, I think we will probably end up green today on SPY because we are due for a primary move to the upside, because our overall general direction in the medium term and long term is to the upside. So I expect if it's going to be green, it probably will be bigger one. So we'll see. But I'm just afraid of this much candles being this strong. I mean, even 5 minutes, we've got two big 5-minute candles coming in without any pullback whatsoever. So expect a bit of a pullback, but I think we might see some more continuation on the SPY. That in turn will bring our swings that we were watching to a point where we can start to maybe even start early. 107 break is a nice one on that one. In fact, what else? Oh, FNGU. FNGU was, I think we missed it. All right, so this guy is not ready yet. BBIO is not ready yet. The only thing I see is, SMSI bounced nicely. They might not be ready yet, but AMD and FNGU, I believe, or X, wasn't it? No, BBIO. Oh, FNGU. AMD FNGU was the one that actually looked decent for maybe early start, but I think it's too early. There goes WHLR again, takes out the lows. Now this is more like a better confirmation, but I don't feel good about it because look at this wash, start to bottom fish again with big wicks. I think eventually it will go down for a bigger move, but just so like, I mean, we had one try, two tries on it, and yeah, I was tempted, really tempted to take some here, but yeah, it just didn't feel right. Now, obviously, I didn't take it. It's gonna probably go to 7 6s and stuff like that. Anyway, so where do I stand with today? Just a small one on WHR. Few tries on it. I think I tried. I believe no. In between here. So one. Oh, so it was the ad. Okay. So first, small little, almost break even. This trade was successful, kinda. Again, this took me out on the first entry. We added for this partial. So it's a meh. It's a meh day for me. It's a meh. But the good thing is, SPY is moving. And now there will be opportunity on a quick, short opportunity on SPY. As you can see, it's heavy. It looks heavy, but that's the front side. But I'm just saying, there seems like it's getting heavy. And I want to watch my... I'm tempted to take this. Because if we end up getting green on SPY, we might get some gap ups tomorrow, which in turn depends on what today ends up on AMD. For example, if we have AMD ending up around 108.50s, 109s, then we might have a gap up over 110, which I really would like to see 111 break. if we can't get that opportunity tomorrow, then it's going to be difficult. Tempted to take it a bit early though. But right now, SPY is overstretched itself as well. So I'm kind of expecting a bit of a pullback. Maybe I'll wait for this pullback and then maybe I'll take another starter on AMD a bit lower than when I started before. Where's AMD? Here we go. So I did try earlier on this one. I think on this day, I believe this day, 108. I just didn't take anything, and then today it just went below it, but that's fine. Right. Okay. Right. All right, guys. Fridays, guys. What do I do Fridays? I don't day trade Fridays because it's kind of, I mean, it might have changed. I want to try tomorrow, but I'm probably not going to stream. If I feel like I will stream, but usually I don't stream on Fridays, guys, because I'm not very serious on Fridays. My numbers show that I don't do too well. I'm not negative overall, but it's just I could do without trading it. Looking at the results and the journal. So I might as well have an off day, but I will definitely, if I do come for day trading, I'll definitely start the stream. But if not, then I'll keep an eye on my swing ideas. If I have the chance to let you know in advance, it will be on here, guys. Swing ideas, right there. If any of these start to create some sort of a pattern for our entries, then I'll remind you guys here if I can. Now, if I'm away from my main PC, if I have to do it on the laptop, I might not do it. But whoever is interested, just keep an eye on these. If it starts to break certain levels, strong levels, especially high of days, previous close, then maybe consider those. Now, I'm got it with WHLR that is just could be a really good potential, could have been a good potential short. I believe this will end up somewhere around 6s, 6.5s, which would have been great for these trades, but it just really shanked us out. That's the update for the trades, guys. I wish you the best of luck for the day. and I'll see you hopefully maybe tomorrow, but not tomorrow, then on Monday, definitely. All right, guys, best of luck. Peace.